In this video, we're starting the restoration process on a used alloy wheel that has become dull and contaminated. For the first stage, we'll be using 100 grit sandpaper to strip the surface and remove oxidation and fungus buildup. And heavy staining. The original finish has already faded, so it needs to be reconditioned, starting from the base surface. At this stage, we're sanding the wheel dry without using any water. 100 grit sandpaper is aggressive enough to cut through contamination and open up the surface for the next steps. Apply steady and even pressure while following the contour of the wheel to maintain a uniform surface. After a few minutes of dry sanding, the oxidation and fungus begin to lift off, and the surface becomes noticeably cleaner. At this point, the surface will still look rough and matte, which is normal because this is only the cutting phase. Dry sanding with 100 grit serves as the first stage of leveling. It removes damaged surface material and prepares the wheel for finer grit sandpapers. The cleaner and more even the surface is at this stage, the better the results during refining, compounding, and final polishing. Stage 1 is complete once the entire wheel surface is free from contamination and has an even texture. In the next stage, we'll move to a finer grit to remove sanding marks before compounding and polishing. Stay tuned for the upcoming steps and final results. After finishing the first sanding stage with grit 100, now we upgrade to grit 240. This grit is finer and it helps remove the deeper sanding marks from the previous pass. I start by dry sanding the surface, applying consistent pressure while following the curve of the wheel. At this stage, I'm not trying to make it shiny yet. The goal here is to smooth out the rough grinding marks and even out the surface. I make sure to cover every section, including the inner edges and corners, because those areas often hold oxidation and stubborn stains that make the wheel look dull. As I keep sanding, you can see the surface slowly becoming more uniform. The scratches from grit 100 begin to fade, and the metal starts to look cleaner and more refined. This step is crucial because if we skip it, the final polishing later won't come out mirror-like. I occasionally stop and check the wheel under the light. This helps me find any spots that still have deep scratches or uneven texture. When needed, I go over those areas again with grit 240 until the finish looks consistent compared to the first sanding stage. This process takes more time and patience, but the result is worth it. Preparing the surface properly is what separates a rough finish from a professional-looking shine. After completing this stage, the wheel now has a smoother matte look. It's not glossy yet, but it's already far better than the original condition. With grit 240 done, we're ready to move on to the next level of refinement, which will take us even closer to a polished finish. After completing the sanding process with grit 200, now we move on to grit 400. This grit is noticeably finer, and its main job is to refine the surface even further and eliminate any remaining marks from the previous stages. I begin by sanding the wheel evenly, keeping the pressure balanced and controlled. At this point, the surface already feels smoother. But Grit 400 will help transition it from a matte, rough finish into a more refined and consistent base for polishing. Just like before, I make sure to sand all the curved areas, inner lips, and corners. These spots are easy to miss, but they are also the areas that reveal imperfections once the polishing stage begins. Taking your time here makes a huge difference in the final result. As I continue sanding, you can see the surface becoming cleaner and more uniform. The scratches from grit to furrow fade even more, and the dull oxidation that originally made the wheel look old is almost completely gone. Throughout the process, I periodically stop to inspect the surface under the light. This helps me identify patches that still need attention. If I notice lines or deeper marks, I repeat the sanding motion until everything blends smoothly. Compared to the earlier stages, Grit 400 doesn't remove as much material, but it plays a crucial role in preparing the wheel for polishing compounds later. Skipping this step would leave the final finish with visible lines or haze. After several passes, the wheel now has a softer satin-like texture. It's not reflective yet, but the foundation for polishing is now much better. With Grit 400 completed, we are now ready to move to the next refinement step, which will begin shaping the wheel closer to a polished, mirror-style finish. With the 400 grit stage complete, now we move on to Grit 800. At this point, we're no longer shaping the surface. Instead, we're refining the texture and preparing it for the polishing phase. Grit 800 is much finer, and it helps reduce micro scratches that would otherwise show up. When the wheel starts to reflect light, I begin sanding using consistent strokes, making sure not to rush this part because the smoother the surface now, the better the final finish will look. Notice how the surface already looks cleaner compared to the earlier stages. The rough, matte finish is now transitioning into a more uniform satin appearance. This is exactly what we want before applying compounds. I also pay attention to the edges and corners again. Even though the material removal at this stage is minimal, these areas still need refinement to prevent uneven reflections. From time to time, I stop and check the wheel under direct light. This helps reveal any leftover lines or patches from Grit 400. If I find them, I simply go over those spots again until the texture blends smoothly. During this stage, the wheel is not supposed to shine yet, but you will notice that it begins to respond differently to the light. Instead of looking dull and oxidized, it now has a cleaner, more consistent tone across the entire surface. This is also the stage where patience pays off the most. Many beginners skip or rush this grit, but Grit 800 is what makes the polishing compound work more efficiently later, allowing the wheel to achieve that mirror finish without haze or swirl marks. After several passes, the wheel is now fully prepped from Grit 800. The texture is smooth to the touch and visually uniform. With this refinement complete, we can move forward to the next phase, where the metal finally begins to take on a polished, reflective look using Grit 1000. This is the finishing grit for surface, preparation before polishing, and it plays a major role in eliminating micro scratches and achieving a clean base for the compound, compared to the earlier grits. Grit 1000 removes very little material. Instead, it focuses on refining the texture to the point where the metal becomes smooth, not only to the touch, but also visually when inspected under light. I start by sanding the wheel evenly across all sections, keeping my strokes controlled and overlapping. The key here is consistency. This grit transitions the wheel from a satin look into a pre-polished surface. After a few passes, you can see the difference. The dull and rough condition from the beginning of the project is now gone. The wheel looks significantly cleaner and begins to reflect light more naturally, even before applying any polishing compound. I continue working on the inner edges and corners to ensure there are no leftover lines from the previous stages. Any sanding marks that are not removed at this point will appear later once the polishing process starts, so attention to detail is important here. From time to time, I stop and inspect the wheel under direct light to check for uniformity. If I find faint lines from grit, I simply go over those areas again until the texture becomes even. This might take a little extra time, but it makes the polishing stage much more effective. At this stage, the surface should feel very smooth. It won't be fully reflective yet, but it's now perfectly prepared for polishing compounds. With grit 1000 completed, the wheel has reached the final stage of sanding. The surface is now clean, uniform, and ready for the polishing process that will bring out the shine and restore a mirror-like finish. Next, we'll move on to polishing compounds to complete the restoration and bring the wheel back to life. We're now moving into the first polishing base. For this stage, we're using a wool pad combined with green compound. This is known as the cutting stage. The wool pad cuts faster compared to foam, making it ideal for the early polishing stages. As you can see, the surface starts to develop a more uniform appearance. At this point, we're not aiming for full clarity or shine yet. The main goal here is to level the imperfections and eliminate the deeper marks from the sanding stages before. Throughout the process, make sure the compound doesn't dry out. If it does, add a little more product and continue polishing. The key is consistent movement. Never stay in one spot for too long to avoid heat spots or uneven cutting. After several passes, the wheel is already beginning to show signs of life. The dull and oxidized surface is slowly transitioning towards a smoother base, preparing it for the next polishing stages, where we focus on refining and boosting clarity. By the end of this stage, the surface should feel flatter and more uniform. There's still haze and swirl from the wool pad, but that's completely normal at this point. We'll remove that in the upcoming stages. Now, let's see the results of polishing the upper tongue. Let's see the difference with the side tongue. Okay. Now, let's continue polishing the side tongue. Now we polish the side lip of the rim, and sorry, I speed up the video because the process is quite long. And now we move on to the final stage, or finishing. This time we use a white polishing stone for grinding and make sure the wall is smooth. For the engine RPM, we just estimate it, not too fast and not too slow, and make sure it evenly covers the entire surface we are polishing. Watch the video and see what the final result looks like. Thank you for watching the video. I hope this video is helpful and useful for all my friends who watch it. Don't forget to support our channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you.